A common question I've heard over the years is, what does God want me to do with my life? Especially with younger people, they'll, kind of have two options ahead of them and they're not sure which way to pick. And they're like, which one does God want me to do? And, sometimes you'll hear people say like, oh, I heard from God and he wants me to do this. And for me, I'm one of those people where it's like, if I want to hear from God, I just read the Bible out loud. And so if you feel like you're trying to pick what to do with your life and you're not sure which way to go, I just want to encourage you. So in Ephesians chapter 4, Paul is writing, he says, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that you walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, even as ye are called, in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. And I love when he says, walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called, because this word worthy here is actually meaning weight. So like if you think about a scale, and on one side of the scale is like something of worth, right? And then you put something on the other scale to make the balance equal, and you can figure out how much it is worth, right? And that's what he's saying. He's like, on one side of that scale is your calling, and on the other scale is what the weight that you bring in. And that visual is helpful to me because it reminds me that no matter what I'm going to pick, if I decide to do one thing or another with my life, I am going to bring the full extent of my intellect and my abilities to do what God has called me to do. Now, what did God call me to do? Well, in Leviticus, he says, be holy as I am holy. So if you're picking between two different or three different, opportunities for your life, ask yourself, can I be holy as Christ is holy? Can I be an example of who Jesus is if I do that? Can I live out through the Spirit of God, the love, the kindness? Look, he says, keep the bond of peace, all of the fruits of the Spirit. Can you live those out in that role? If the answer is yes, then absolutely go ahead and do that. So I just think that sometimes we want a black and white answer, like do this, don't do that. And maybe the answer isn't that clear to everybody. And if it's not to you, just remember, God has called you to be holy and to be his hands and feet. So can you do that in your role?